Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be back with another Young Indian, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Harshada Abhyankar. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Harshada.
Hello, hi. It's a pleasure to join this initiative. And in the first place, I'm very grateful that you have taken up some initiative like this, wherein our voices are heard. And genuinely, in these times where social media is taking over, it's a struggle to make ourselves heard because there are so many ways people keep coming up with so many ideas, and we don't really know that which idea appeals which type of people. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I am based in Pune and I have been pursuing my master's in public policy, MSc Economics with specialization in public policy in Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics in Pune. And why did I take up public policy is because I had been studying for UPSC after my graduation for 2 years, and the liking started building up for governance, polity, economics, in general, keeping myself updated with current affairs. And finally, I landed up choosing public policy as my career. And along with my master's this year, that is 2024, I started with my startup. It's called ShodhEco. So ShodhEco is basically Shodh stands for discovery. Shodh is about looking out for something, and Eco stands for economics. So ShodhEco is a public policy initiative based in Pune, and where we primarily work for public policy knowledge dissemination in tier 2 and tier 3 cities of India. So my 2024 was special because I started my two startups. One is ShodhEco, and for past 10-15 years, I have been working in the field of environment, sustainability, and wildlife. So in 2025, in 2024, I also started with my own thrift store. So thrift store has been a concept which is very up to which is very much into fashion in western countries, and thrifting is an absolute normal in those countries, but somehow in India we didn't have many thrift stores. So I thought of starting my own thrift store for clothes only, and it's based in Pune, and that's my contribution for sustainability. So through my thrift store I keep on spreading the message that we should inculcate the culture of reduce, rethink, and regenerate. So the incessant consumerism, which is plaguing 21st century, I think these small initiatives will be helpful to going back to slow life, to going back to sustainable futures and sustainable lifestyle. So this is about my startups. And yes, through this process, I think while running two startups and at the same time being a part of formal master's program, I am testing myself truly. But yeah, I'm enjoying the process because I genuinely feel that while higher education is mandatory, apart from just taking admission to any institute, it's important that we widen our horizons by being proactive, by taking initiatives on our own and looking out of the institutions for getting opportunities, meeting new people, networking, and building our own community. And through the years, what I have realized is, especially working in this city, my strongest point of building my career or crusading through this space is networking. And through the years, I have started learning the skill of networking through my experiences and how to talk to people, how to be in touch with everyone. At times, we genuinely keep on talking to a lot of individuals, but you never know that which individual will help you or which individual would be the one which will who will fructify what your vision or what your goal is, or how they can contribute to fulfill your goal or fulfill your task. So I have been learning this skill of interacting with people and keeping in touch with them and eventually involving them in my ventures and making them add value from their own lives to my startups. So basically, both the startups that I have been working for are having large community engagement. So ShodhEco has a large community engagement wherein we conduct public meetings every month. And basically, this public forum is open for everyone. And then we call public policy practitioners. Maybe they are bureaucrats, or maybe they are economists, they are urban economists, or they are political scientists, sociologists. They all come to the forum, and the forum is open for everyone, so you can just come, you can ask your questions, and then these experts from their fields answer the questions. So I think this community engagement has gotten me much more closer to understanding community problems and India in different lens, through a different lens. And definitely, while working in India in public policy space or even in sustainability space, I just realized that there is a lot of scope. There's a lot of scope. There are two factors that I realized. One is people are in search of new things continuously. Acceptability is very high in the current Indian markets or Indian audience, wherein if you bring in new ideas, people genuinely want to try it out, or people want to become a part of that movement, or to become a part of that new initiative. And second thing is, the population is so vast that there is always something that you can cater to. So there is always an opportunity for everyone. There is always a space for everyone. And the overall Indian culture, I feel, is very friendly. That when I am running my own startups, I realize that people are eager to know about it. And also, I have met a lot of helpful individuals who are trying to help me in whichever capacity, at least by promoting me, or at least by providing me contacts which would help me to grow my startups, or coming to for my initiatives, being an active part of it. So I think a lot of times what I used to feel when I couldn't crack UPSC after my graduation, I used to feel that cracking UPSC was the only goal. Yeah, definitely it is my goal even today. But apart from studying for UPSC and going from a mundane routine of just studying for 14 to 15 hours every day, I think these startups have given me the power to holistically develop myself, and holistically develop myself on my own terms. So as I am going ahead with the startups day by day, yeah, I definitely follow the principle of one day at a time. But as I am doing this, I am seeing a difference that how well I am functioning when I know for a fact that I need to do multitasking. And a lot of times I have seen the youth of my age, or especially my school friends or my college group, or a lot of other individuals in Pune city whom I have observed, a lot of them have opted to leave the country, settle in Western countries. And a lot of them keep on asking me that, why didn't you choose to do that? And for a fact that I knew that graduating from a premier institute like St. Xavier's College, I always had the scope of moving out of the country. But still, I opted to stay back because I could already see the void in a lot of spaces where I could provide my expertise, or let's say I could provide my contribution to. And also, I had that affiliation, that affection for staying back in my country. I always found a purpose, a reason to stay back. Even today, when I plan that I want to take up public policy and I want to study it further in foreign universities, the goal has been always that whatever happens, I'll take that education and I'll come back to serve my country. You choosing UPSC as my career path was one way to serving my country, but I then just realized that there are other ways through which I can keep on serving it, keep on serving my people, my society. So this is the overall what I can say the life journey has been till now. And also, the startup thing is what I realize, along with people trying to help me, I also realize for a fact that the acceptability for startups, which are usually from humanities background. So, my startup is based on economics, and we don't really provide a direct product like other startups do. Let's say startups which are technology driven, they are driven by products like which are based on AI, ML, or all of this. My startup doesn't really provide you with any product. It provides you with research, it provides you with knowledge, it provides you with new horizon, new information. So, this kind of startups, I think, in India need to be explored to a greater extent. And also, these startups need greater acceptability. Like, even though a lot of people from my community, that is humanities background, are very much interested to participate in my initiatives, I find it a bit I wouldn't say it's discomforting, or I find it a little difficult to get people on board who don't come from humanities background. So it's like, oh, you have a startup, you have an initiative, but what does it do? Oh, it just takes public meetings, you just publish research articles, and you give platform to younger generation to write and to explore. Oh, then what interesting do you have? But I think what I am trying to imbibe again in the current generation, Gen Zs, in the society, is that the culture of knowledge, the culture of reading, the culture of listening to new people, and the culture that, yes, you beyond social media, you need to build up authentic sources of knowledge, authentic sources of information. So when I get on board different experts, I just want to tell the younger generation that it's social media is not the entire life, or social media can't be your last and authentic source of information. Experiences, the learnings of the people who have worked so hard in different fields, is something that will add to your knowledge, and it will add something valuable to your knowledge bank. So that is what my perception, or that is what my goal through ShodhEco is. Like, I would like to narrate an incident which happened just a month ago. So we invited Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar as a speaker for December's public policy meeting. And these meetings happen every month. And for me, it was a personal achievement that I could invite the chief of former chief scientist of epidemiology and communicable diseases at Indian Council of Medical Research during COVID, Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar. It was my personal achievement. But listening to that man was something which was beyond my imagination. Like, I never expected that listening to a doctor would be so enlightening. I interviewed Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar, and yes, the crowd that turned up was very few in number. We had around 20 to 30 people who turned up for the talk, because a lot of them, a lot of youngsters which I have met, they keep on saying, yeah, you get people to your talks. We have seen the posters and we follow you on social media, but we don't really get time to come to the talks because we are preoccupied or busy with something. But I genuinely feel that a current generation needs to make time to listen to such kind of talks, to listen to such kind of knowledge gaining experiences. Listening to Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar has not only got me um, build my perspectives about how COVID was managed in India, how community health is being navigated in India, what are the plans of tackling COVID, what are the plans of opportunity to learn or to listen to few life lessons of Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar. And at times, I feel these kind of lessons or these kind of value systems can't be built just by exposing yourself to different kinds of social media platforms. I think you need to listen to people. I think you need to read up. I think you need to be a good listener in first place, and then percolate it for yourselves, and then try to bring those changes within. Yes, calling Dr. Raman Ganga Khedkar was one of the activity of ShodhEco, but at the same time, it has changed me. The way he looked at his life and the way he put forth his perspectives was completely different. So this is something that I want people to know, that my startup is for this. I want Gen Zs to come back to all of this. So my startup also gives young authors an opportunity, a chance to get themselves published on our platform, on our website. And we also come up with a biannual publication called Common Uncommon. wherein we publish all their articles or we publish their reviews, we publish their papers. And basically, why did I start with it was that as I am a student of humanities, I realized that how difficult it is to get yourselves published in the current scientific world, how far you have to go with writing abstracts, with the process of getting selected, talking to your mentors. Then, usually, at times, I have been through a process where I completed the entire process, I completed the drafts, I gave the final paper, and then I was rejected, saying that the paper or the article doesn't meet our expectations. But at the same time, I feel that everybody has the right to express themselves, and I definitely agree to the fact that a lot of people, a lot of students may lack the skill of writing in a proper manner. They may lack correct vocabulary. They may lack correct usage of grammar. But if you guide them, if you help them, you can definitely put forth their thoughts as well. And my platform gives chance to all such individuals. They come from backgrounds of economics, political science, sociology, anthropology, public policy. They write for us, we guide them, my editorial team guides them, and we publish their articles. And through this process, I have seen even youngsters in 11th and 12th who are not even exposed to the subject to that level or to that extent are trying themselves at giving a shot to write articles, to write reviews. So this is a wonderful experience wherein I am building a community. But again, I realize that getting individuals of my age or those who are in their early 30s is difficult. The audience which I am able to attract to join my initiative or to join my startup or to join as a team are audience till the age of like 20s, those who are in their early 20s and quite excited about building their careers and doing multiple things at time and building up their CVs. And then we have a generation which is now entering their late 40s, wherein they have realized that we need to listen to good programs, we need to read up good things. We have spent 15 years of our lives just doing one mundane job every day. We need to look up beyond it. But attracting the people of my age who are, I feel, are currently more driven with the thoughts of how I can build up my social media, how can I can have more following, or how I can spend my day, which would be attractive enough to showcase on social media. I think I'm still not getting a grip on attracting them to the initiative. So this is my struggle as far as the space in which I am working. And a lot of adults have been telling me that, yes, you're doing a good job. Keep on doing it. People will join. But then I just realized that adults are more interested who have passed 40s to join and again start writing, again start the journey of research with us. So this is the right now scenario with ShodhEco. Though we are doing great, but we complete 1 year on 26th of Jan this year. But I have still a lot of work to be done.
Okay, well, it's very impressive. But I want to hear about your thrifting.
Yeah, okay. So this was about ShodhEco. Now let's get to thrifting. So what happened was that at the age of 8, I was introduced to Indian wildlife. And basically, it was my summer holiday period, and I was asked that whether you would love to join us for a trip to Dandeli National Park. And then I said yes. And since then, this journey of associating myself to environment, wildlife, ecology, and sustainability has begun. And as the years are passing by, and as I am getting more and more involved in this space, I'm realizing that sustainability is not something which needs to be shown as a trend. Sustainability is something which has always been there, and it can be made into your everyday habit. Sustainability doesn't need people to show that how sustainable you can be.
Hmm.
It doesn't need social influencers to show that using this product will make you sustainable and using this product is not sustainable. Sustainability, I believe, has always been a part of Indian traditions. But incessant consumerism, too much Western influence, and the preference for fast fashion has made us go away from our sustainable traditions. And if we look back to our Indian traditions, Indian culture, it was always about sustainability. All our festivals are connected to nature. It is very hard to find even one festival which is not connected to nature. All of our festival celebrations has one or the other element where we involve natural elements. Maybe it's using flowers, maybe it's worshipping a tree, maybe it's worshipping your farmlands or anything. And coming to thrifting, what I realized in past 4 or 5 years was that even me for that matter, I was continuously buying stuff for myself which was not needed. I went to the college, I saw somebody using something which I didn't have. Immediately my mind started that where I can purchase it so that I can have it, so that I can take it to the college, I can show it to my friends or anything for that matter. Then may it be a bag, some type of a dress or any other accessory. And then eventually I started realizing that at times I don't really need all of this. Life can be kept simple, but yet it can be classy and fashionable enough. So, by thrifting, I want to bring in the culture of rethinking your choices. That in the first place, why are you buying a certain thing? Or why are you purchasing a certain piece of cloth? Why are you going for that dress? Second is reducing. So, if you start rethinking, there will be cut at the roots of the problem. So basically, if somebody will rethink about their decision of buying something, they will reduce the consumerism they are indulging themselves into. And then regeneration. So regeneration is a concept which is yet to come into our systems of R. We know about 3 R's: reuse, reduce, recycle. But now these are the kind of R's we need to introduce in our economy and in our everyday life. And thrifting, so thrifting has been always a part of Western culture, but in India also thrifting was always our culture. What kind of thrifting? It was very much a part of our family traditions that if your elder sibling has used something and if it's still in a good condition, the younger sibling is using it as it is. I have myself used a lot of clothes of my elder sister, or even today I prefer using her clothes, I prefer using my mom's clothes. But today, wearing our own mom's sari is becoming an social media influencing technique, or maybe let's say a trend. Yeah. Using mom's sari was always a part of our tradition. Yeah. And I think that is the basic idea behind thrifting. So my model of thrifting is very simple. What we do is you can donate us your clothes, the clothes which are in very good condition, but you are bored of using them. Yeah. So a lot of times what we do is we are just bored of using clothes, but we keep on keeping them in our cupboards. Yeah. Sorting our cupboards is never our priority. Yeah. So sort your cupboards, remove the excess clothes that you have. You can give them to me. I rebrand them by dry cleaning them, ironing them, or even by getting them altered. Then also I repair them at times. If one button is not there, I'll restitch the button. And all of this, and then I rebrand them with my brand that is called the Classy Thrift Store. And then I sell everything between the price range of 50 to 500. And it's not like I'm selling some cheap stuff. You won't believe, when I put up stalls, I have clothes which are branded. I sell jeans which are from Zara, Forever 21, these world class brands. I sell Indian wear which comes from brands like Biba, Fab India, and but all this at a cheap price. Yeah. The clothes are in very good condition, but just the user has got bored of it. Okay. The basic idea behind it is that complete the life cycle of every clothes that you buy. Okay. Of every piece of cloth that you buy, so that we don't end up throwing them in landfills. And restrict ourselves from restrict ourselves from this question of entire garbage disposal and tons of cloth waste going into the landfills. Right. So that's the idea.
Well, what can I say? It's very, very impressive. Okay, I don't want to waste time by saying more because it speaks for itself. As there's a phrase in Latin where they say it speaks for itself. There's no point anybody else commenting on it. It speaks for itself. And that applies to your not only ideas, but actually making them real on the ground. And it just
Yeah.
speaks for itself. And congratulations. It's very well done. Exciting,
Thank you.
actually, to see somebody who is juggling so many things and achieving it. Okay, so enough of praise from me. Okay, I want to talk to you offline also. Anything else you want to add here?
So I think that's it. But it was lovely being a part of this because I think what we usually lack while talking on public forums is we don't have this kind of freedom to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And through this platform, I think I have been given a lot of freedom. And that's the reason I could maintain the fluidity in my thoughts and I could them up here. And in the world where you are restricted to express yourselves, in the world where you're scared that people would be judgmental about you,
Yeah.
I think this is a great space that I got to express myself and what I actually look up to through my startups. So
Okay.
thank you so much. I am
Okay,
grateful
great.
for this
I am very
opportunity.
happy that you came and spoke because you proved my point. If my point was that young people in India are very good and they have a lot to say, so why don't we create a channel for them? And I mean, I did no research, no thinking, no analysis. It's just my gut that this is, and here you are proving it. Okay, so let's end it here. I want to talk to you offline. So let's end it here, and I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye everybody.